Hello everyone, welcome to Code with Nat YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to start a React Native series. So this is our first video. So in this video we are going to see what is activity indicator in the React Native. So it is a default React Native loader that is provided by the React Native. So what is activity indicator? Activity indicator, it is a component that is React Native has provided to us, and it is a default React Native loader. So first we have opened the React Native docs. So this is the website of the React Native documentation. Okay. If you will go to the development and component, so as you can see there are the list of component that React Native has provided to us. So this is our first component, React activity indicator. Here we will see what is the activity indicator, what are the props of the activity indicator. We will not only see the activity indicator, we will call the, until our API has not called successfully, we will show the activity indicator, and after API has given the result, we will hide the activity indicator. So let's get started. I have opened the VS Code and I have already created the one React Native dummy project with the help of React Native CLI. If you don't know how to create a React Native project, so I will put the link I button, please go and watch. So this is our project, and I am going to start our React Native project in the iOS emulator and simultaneously in the Android emulator. So this is the command for running our React Native project. Okay, so I am running, so I want to run this application in the iOS emulator, so I am just pressing the I. So you can see our project has successfully running into the iOS emulator. So first we are going to see the what is activity indicator and how we can import it into the React Native. So you can see there are the list of component, okay, and similarly we will also import the activity indicator. So if we will write the AC activity indicator, okay, so you can see this is the activity indicator, we are importing that and we will use it. So first of all, let me clean all these things to the default application. Okay, so I am also going to change the file extension. So I am going to make it the pure JavaScript, okay, JSX, okay, and also I am going to remove all the CSS that is not required right now. Okay, yeah, you can see whatever we have written inside the view, it is reflecting. So instead of view, I am going to put the safe area view. All the text whatever we will written inside, it will just place below the notch. Okay, now we are going to see how we can use activity indicator. Okay, so first of all we are going to use activity indicator. Okay, and it is taking the 2 or 3 things. First of all is size you will give. So what size of indicator you want to use. Okay, so I am going to the large and color. Okay, I am going to provide into the red. Okay, you will see. So you can see this is our first activity indicator. Okay, it is loading, and I am going to make also one activity indicator with the size of a small. Okay, a small, and color will be the green. You can see this is our small, and one more we are also going to create activity indicator with the size of medium. Okay, and I will give the color to the blue. So you can see these are our the activity indicator. So also there is a one more props. If you want to show, there is a one more prop of the animating. It is taking the like boolean value, true or false. If we will set the false, it means it will not show into our screen. Okay, as you can see by default it is a true because we want to show into our screen. Okay, so let's go and see how we can call a API and we can use the activity indicator. So we are going to call one API that is like a JSON placeholder. So this is the website of the JSON placeholder API. Okay, we are going to call the to-dos. Okay, so this is the to-do list of API. So I have just copied it. After clicking, and we are going to create one button. So if we will click on the button, it will call the API. So till API has not given the response, we will show the activity indicator, and if our response has came, our API will give the response, we will make it the false of the activity indicator. So I am going to comment all these things and I will use the button. Okay, and we are going to give the title. Okay, fetch data. Okay, you can see if I will click on this, okay, it will call the API. So I am going to use the on press, and and I will write the function call API. Okay, call to do API. So I have copied it and I am going to use it. I will make this function asynchronous. Okay, const response await, and I am going to use the fetch to call the API. Okay, I will put the URL of the API. So this is our URL. Okay, const final response equal to await response dot JSON. Okay, let's see the console. I am putting the console to see our API is working or not. Okay, so if everything is fine, then after clicking the fetch data, we can see the data into our console. So let's click on this. So you can see our API is successfully called. So I am going to create a state. Okay, so and I will import it from the use state. So I want something to so this is a use state hook. We want to store something. So API response, okay, data and set data. Okay, I am going to use the use state, and default I am putting the null. I am storing the value into the null. Okay, so after API call, I am going to set our data into the use state. Okay, final response, I am going to comment. Okay, final response, and I have to create one more hook. So loading is loading. So till API, if it will not give the data, okay, use state, I will make it the false. By default I will make it the false. When I will call the API, I will make I will set the set loading into the true. Okay, and after successfully calling the API, I will call the set loading to false. So for more convenient for error handling, we are going to put all these things into the try catch block. Okay, so this is the our try block. I will put inside all the APIs call and all these things. Okay, try block, and if there is any error we come, so I will log into the error. Okay, error. So this part has been completed to API calling, and now it's time to use the activity indicator. To use the activity indicator, as you already see, we are setting this value into the true when I am calling to this function. Okay, so if our is loading is true here, then I will use the activity indicator. Like size, I am going to give large, and color is red, and if it is false, means our API has successfully called. If our loading is true, then we will show the like activity indicator. If it is false, means our API has successfully given the data. In that case, we will iterate our data and we will show into the our screen. Data.map item, and I am just using the simple text to showing each of the data into the our screen. Okay, so as you can see, this is our button. When I will click on the button, it will show the activity indicator till our API has not called. Okay, if our API has given the result, then it will not show and our content will show into the screen. Okay, so look into this. Okay, so I am clicking the fetch. Okay, so you have seen there are a few of the millisecond, like our activity indicator has come, our data has loaded, it is not showing. Okay, I am clicking again fetch data. Okay, you can see Okay, you can see. Okay, so I am going to give the some styling like inline styling to padding 12, margin bottom 8, border width 1, border color black. So now you can see. So I am clicking on the fetch data. You can see we have clicked on the fetch data, then our activity indicator is coming the like few second when whenever our API has not given the response. Okay, when and after if our API has given the response, then it is not visible, and our we can see, and there the list of data we can see into our the screen. Okay, so we are going to see the what are the like props the activity indicator has. As we can see, there are 3 props like animating, color and size. Okay, so this is the animating means true, true, it is a by default it is a true. When you will put into the false, then it will not show. Okay, and there is a color like which type of like activity indicator you want. So if I will change the color into the black, then you will see when I will fetch the data, so our activity indicator is coming the black. Okay, and there is animating also, like we are going to see the animating. Okay, animating by default it is a true, and when you will set it to false means it will not show into the screen. Whenever you click, you can see there is no any activity indicator is there is no any loader is coming. Okay, so this is the iOS specific props. It is for iOS, and there is a size, you can see the small, large and medium. So I will put the code into the description, you can go and check out, try to yourself. So in the next video we will see about the React Native buttons, how we can use in how we will use into the React Native, what are the props of the React Native buttons, is it mandatory and optional. So thank you so much for watching the video.